You know, I believe I like that. Yeah, I think that'll work. All right, it is time to do the upper door panels. This is what the car came with. And of course it's that coffee bean brown, which doesn't go very well with the maroon. I just don't like the design. It's just, well, it's just ugly. And the only ugly thing I'm going to keep around here is me. I've got a plan on this thing. A few years ago at a boneyard, there was a car in there that had been crushed up pretty bad, but the interior was really good. So I stripped everything out of it, and it was all leather. And one of the things I got was this really neat leather channeled panel out of the seats, which I think will look really neat right in there. So this is all coming apart, coming and being redone with that leather. Of course, the back's going to be done as well. This part here will be taken out, and that will be replaced with the channeled. In fact, I've already started kind of disassembling one of them. And this is what I have in here, so when I get through here and make this thing, all that in there will be the pleated kind. Across here I'll strip out the rest of that, and that'll be leather as well. So it'll be all leather, it'll be maroon, it matches up. I think it'll look pretty neat. I'm going to like this. Now when you open that door panel, take it down and skin it, this is what you're going to have. And it's just, well, you know, it's just press board, basically just a real stiff cardboard. And you're going to have a couple things you need to do right away. This is a hole where the cutlass trim was in the old door panel. I'm not going to reuse it, but it leaves a hole, and if you don't fill that hole, your foam and your vinyl will have a divot right there, so you need to fill that. Of course, when you take them out, the chances are this door panel in your car has been out 2 or 3 times. This one has been in and out 4 or 5 times while I've been building this car. Kind of gets boogered on the business side, so put something on there to protect it. This, all it is just the plastic. You can go to Target or Walgreens and go to the school supply and get a little plastic 3-ring binder, cut it up in little pieces like this, which I did years ago, and I'm getting toward the tail end, but I still have some of this that I use for these patches like that, which will really stiffen up the business end of those locator pins. This, if you have a window crank, you're going to need a hole, but this hole is too big for the window crank. There was a piece of trim on the door panel that I'm not going to use again, so that's going to have to be fixed up, and it's going to have to be relocated because it's not in the center of what you need to do. So I'll show you what I need, how I do this. Hold on, let me get this set up. Now the way I'm doing it on this car is sliding it in here, getting it set where it needs to be, laying it down in there, and punching this blue tape right here on that center. Putting a little black dot so I can locate it. And then, back over at the operating table. Okay, so what I've done is, of course, I have a filler right here. Stuff that in there on that tape. And find your punch, which I don't have right now. Let me get that thing. Here we go. Find your punch. Lay it in there. Punch the back side through. There we go. Now you've got it located. Take all this off the front side. You can see I've got my hole pretty well set up. That's where it's going to have to be, and it's marked so I don't lose my reference. Now, I'm going to put some contact cement right in here. Back on this part. Lay it in there. Then I've got it done, and then I'll come back through the front side and drill with a hole saw. I'll drill a hole through there. That's the size I need. And it's because that hole, like I said, this hole here that's already there is too big. It's in the wrong place. We're going to straighten that up. Good. Thanks, buddy. Okay, so you can see I've got that hardboard on the back now. So set this up in here. Get a little hole saw. This is just a little cheesy thing I got from Harbor Freight. It's good for thin stuff, but not really much else. We're going to do this. Okay. Now I've got a hole the right size in the right place. And I'm ready to lay foam across this now. Alright, and here is the other side. You can see I've done the same thing to it as well. And here's how I know that that hole for the window crank doesn't fit. I cut it the right size, the whole size the first time, fit it on there, it doesn't work. So I've had to kind of lay in a piece of foam right there to get it on there. But when you're done, it'll be like that, and you're ready to stretch material. Okay, door panels are done. And you can see I didn't go with my original plan of all maroon. I actually did a mock-up of it and drove around for a couple of days, and it's just too much maroon, and I just didn't like it, so I didn't do it. I did this instead, which I like. It's pretty neat. It's just a simple two-color panel and just has a real simple semi-filled seam here, which is about all my little beginner sewing machine can handle, material that heavy, once you get 3 layers on there. And just to keep it from being too plain, I had that done, which I think is really neato on this car. I like the way it makes the door look. It's neato, I think. I like it. I pronounce it really good. And like I say, now all I need to do is the console. Well, you can see I got the leather on the steering wheel. That's finished. And look at this. I finished the sun visors too. I like those. They are the darkest plexiglass I could find. I just cut it and then heated it over a form and had it, and it fits right in there just exactly like the stock ones do, and it works a whole lot better than you would think. That has turned out, well, also. So this thing is just, I'm going to go with 98% wrapped up at this point. And I like that door panel. I think that's really cool. I want you to look at this little gizmo here. This is something my buddy Bob Schermetta made for me. It is an old garage sale $2 or $3 ironing board that has a piece of 1/4-inch plywood riveted to the top. And let me tell you, this thing has become something that I use a lot. It's really handy. And it's been really handy while I'm doing these door panels. It's, of course, longer than the door panel and not much wider than the door panel, which makes it easy to deal with the door panel and the vinyl, the foam, all that. It's just a neat little gizmo. I like that thing.